welcome back to the channel. It has been a while. I got very sick and was not able to do much of anything for a very long time. I am on the mend now, thanks to a lot of intervention from my doctors, and I am feeling able to get back to videos. Might get back to Boyfriend Dungeon at some point. If I do, I'll probably start that from the beginning again because, as I said, it's been a hot minute since I've touched that game. But what I thought I'd do to sort of dip my toes back into the waters of YouTube again is a nice, cozy game that I've played many times before, being Stardew Valley. And what I thought might be interesting for me and for you guys is, while I play this game, to discuss the game design and the writing choices and the things that I like, the things I enjoy, some of the things that potentially I disagree with or think could have been done differently. Some of the things that I have opinions about, and we'll see how that goes. I love this game. It is one of my favorites. I've played it probably about 24 times, and will continue playing it over and over just because it is so relaxing. We're going to do remixed community center bundles because I find that interesting, which means I'm not going to go guarantee year one completable because that just gives us the red cabbage seed, which is not necessarily something that's going to crop up in the remixed community center. And also, I'm not particularly fussed about finishing the community center in year one. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll remix the mine rewards, but we're not going to spawn the monsters on the farm because that's really annoying if you're going to try to fish, because the monsters do not respect fishing. And to quote Strong Bad, gotta have blue hair. We're gonna have a nice dark black skirt. Gonna have purple eyes. We're gonna have a ginger cat because I like ginger cats. And we're just going to scroll through the many shirt options. I like this. It looks like we're wearing a nice black dress. We're a little bit goth looking. And we're going to go for the Four Corners farm because that gives us a bit of each. Your options here are the standard farm, which is what the game shipped with. The Riverland farm, which is good for fishing. Forest Farm is good for foraging, Hilltop Farm is good for mining, Wilderness Farm has monsters, and the Beach Farm came with the big 1.5 update. It's great for animals, it's good for if you want to be tree heavy. It's not that great for crops because there's only a small area where you can put sprinklers, and if you don't have sprinklers for your crops, you're going to end up doing a lot of watering, which I'm not really interested in doing this time around. So we're going to go for Four Corners. Okay. There we go. Dissertation Farm with Rebooting. And this is Grandad with the bed that's become a meme. And for my very special granddaughter, I want you to have this sealed envelope. Sealed with a wax seal because Grandad is fancy. No, no, don't open it yet. Have patience. Now, listen close. There will come a day when you feel crushed by the burden of modern life. And your bright spirit will fade before a growing emptiness. When that happens, my dear, you'll be ready for this gift. Now let Grandpa rest. XX years later, so double digits there. Cube Farm. Delightful. Oh, everyone looks so happy on their massive cathode ray computers. It's a bit unclear when this game is set, because those computers look quite dated. But there is the internet, so it can't be super old. Not sure why I've brought this to work with me, but sure. Dear Rebooting, if you're reading this, you must be in dire need of a change. The same thing happened to me long ago. I had lost sight of what mattered most in life, real connections with other people and nature. So I dropped everything and moved to the place I truly belong. I've enclosed the deed to that place, my pride and joy, Dissertation Farm. It's located in Stardew Valley on the southern coast. It's the perfect place to start your new life. This was my most precious gift of all, and now it's yours. I know you'll honor the family name, my dear. Good luck. Love, Grandpa. P.S. If Lewis is still alive, say hi to the old guy for me, will ya? Sure. And this is very much a Harvest Moon farming game staple. Get the farm from some relative who is not there anymore. Sometimes dead, sometimes just not there. And that's very standard. So that you've got some sort of tie to the town. So you're not just some rando. Bus does not sound healthy. Hello, you must be rebooting. I'm Robin, the local carpenter. Mayor Lewis sent me here to fetch you and show you the way to your new home. He's there right now, tidying things up for your arrival. The farm's right over here if you'll follow me. Robin is lovely. She's a very good neighbour. This is Dissertation Farm. I do not look impressed. What's the matter? Sure, it's a bit overgrown, but there's some good soil underneath that mess. With a little dedication, you'll have it cleaned up in no time. Honestly, it's not that bad. And here we are, your new home. I love Lewis's suspenders. Ah, the new farmer. Welcome, I'm Lewis, Mayor of Pelican Town. You know, everyone's been asking about you. It's not every day that someone new moves in. It's quite a big deal. So, you're moving into your grandfather's old cottage. It's a good house, very rustic. Lewis, why is rustic in air quotes? I mean, honestly, the cottage looks fine. Rustic? That's one way to put it. Crusty might be a little more apt, though. Robin, we are not close enough for you to be making those jokes. Rude. Don't listen to her, Rebooting. She's just trying to make you dissatisfied so that you buy one of her house upgrades. And we're not close enough for you to be shading Robin like that. And I think Robin agrees with me. Anyway, you must be tired from the long journey. You should get some rest. Tomorrow you ought to explore the town a bit and introduce yourself. The townspeople would appreciate that. Oh, I almost forgot. If you have anything to sell, just place it in this box here. I'll come by during the night to collect it. Well, good luck. Again, very standard farming sim staple there with the selling box. Gotta have ways to make your money. And we wake up and we have our parsnip seeds. You've received 15 parsnip seeds. Here's a little something to get you started. Mayor Lewis. Now over here we have our journal, which I can also open by pressing the little minus button on my Joy-Cons. Getting started. If you want to become a farmer, you have to start with the basics. Use your hoe to till the soil, then use the seed packet on the tilled soil to sow a crop. Water every day until the crop is ready to harvest. Cultivate and harvest a parsnip. And introductions. It would be a nice gesture to introduce yourself around town. Some people might be anxious to meet the new farmer. 2 out of 28 people greeted. That would be Lewis and Robin. Now, here is where I feel that Stardew Valley assumes you have played farming sims before, because it is a staple of farming sims that there is a TV, and the TV, when you watch it, has various useful channels. Because you may notice there isn't really a tutorial in Stardew Valley. There's no character going, oh, by the way, this is how you use your tools. This is what you should be doing. There's no overt tutorial. There is there is the TV. And maybe you're a player like me who, if you wake up in a house and there's a TV, you're immediately going to go over and try to watch it. Maybe you've played Harvest Moon games before, you know that you go over to the TV and there's useful information on it. But if you're new to this sort of game, and if you're not the poke everything sort of player, you might miss the fact that there's useful information on this TV. I think possibly that could have been made a bit more explicit. But the game assumes that you know that much about these games, and I think it's a reasonable assumption. But there's the weather report. Welcome to Kozu 5, your #1 source for weather, news and entertainment. And now the weather forecast for tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful sunny day tomorrow. And you might be thinking, well, why do I really need to know what the weather is like? And for the most part, it's not a big deal, except for when you want to upgrade your watering can, because your plants don't grow if they don't get watered, and it takes 2 days for your tools to get upgraded. Doesn't matter what level of upgrade you're doing, 2 days. So what you want to do is you wait until the weather forecast says it's going to be rainy tomorrow. Then you water all your crops. You take your watering can to get upgraded. The next day, you don't have your watering can, but it rains, so you don't have to water your crops. The day after, you go pick up your watering can. It's been upgraded. You take it back home, you water your crops. They don't go without any water for any of the days. And now you have a shiny new upgraded watering can. That is why it's important to check the weather. It's also useful for planning out your days, because there are some days where you'll want to get an early start on something like going into the mines, and it's easier to do that if you know, it's easier to plan for that if you know that, for example, you're not going to have to water all of your plants. So you can go, oh, it's going to rain tomorrow, I can plan to go mining, or I can plan to go to the Skull Caverns, which will open up later. Okay, Fortune Teller. Welcome back to Welwick's Oracle. If you seek hidden knowledge of the future, well, you've come to the right place. The spirits are in good humour today. I think you'll have a little extra luck. Now, luck is a hidden stat, so it's not one of the things that you can see here. And it affects things like loot drops in the mines, monster spawning, how easily you find the ladders to the next levels down. You generally want to go mining on a high luck day, and that's why you'll want to check your luck. And then finally, living off the land, which is essentially your tutorial channel. Welcome to Living Off the Land. We're back again with another tip for y'all. Now listen up. This one's for all you greenhorns out there. Chop wood and search for wild forage to earn some cash while waiting on your first harvest. Living Off the Land will have various tips that will be useful for people who haven't played Stardew multiple times like I have. So I'm just going to clear some space for my seeds. Now, you might notice that we're picking up some mixed seeds. I'm not going to plant those yet. At the moment, we cannot make a scarecrow. And crows will come and steal your seeds and eat them up if you plant more than 15 seeds. We have 15 parsnip seeds, so that is all I'm going to plant until I can craft a scarecrow, which will happen once my parsnips have sprouted. You need to hit farming 1. You will hit farming 1 once you have cultivated and harvested your first set of parsnips. They do that. I think the game has designed that progression quite deliberately. So I'm just going to chop enough wood to make myself a chest so that I can put away these things, because as you can see I don't have very much inventory space, which is vexing. I don't like not having inventory space. But the backpack upgrade is also quite expensive for someone who has very little money at the moment. We will get money, it's fine. So we're putting down our parsnip seeds. We're going to water our parsnip seeds. Here we go. And then I'm going to misclick and build some gates, which is fine. I will want gates eventually. It just means I'm going to have to chop a bit more wood. It's very easy to misclick when you're me. Got ourselves 54 wood. Just going to chuck those seeds on the ground for the moment. I'll pick them up. There we go. Pop all of these away. I have a very specific order I like to carry things in. There we go. And now we're going to go out and meet some people. Collect some forage. I'm not going to need the watering can outside the farm, so I'm going to leave it in the chest. Bus stop is a great place for forage. You can usually get at least 3, sometimes up to 6 pieces of forage at the bus stop. I'm not going to clean up those weeds at the moment because I'm very low on energy. This is the notice board where you have the calendar. Lewis's birthday is the next one on Sunday. And the help wanted poster, which currently does not have any quests for us. This is the hospital. Now, the hospital is open from 9 till 3. A lot of people complain about that and say that, you know, people need medical attention after 3 p.m. I personally feel that 9 till 3 is Harvey's office hours when he takes appointments for like regular checkups and prescriptions and things like that. He obviously will still take emergencies after 3. It's not, no one can get medical care after that. This is Harvey. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Harvey, the local doctor. I perform regular checkups and medical procedures for all the residents of Pelican Town. It's rewarding work. I hope you'll find your own work equally rewarding in time. Now, Harvey's a bit tricky. He kind of exists in a separate little dimension to everyone else because he spends most of his time in the clinic, which closes at 3, so then you can't get in to talk to him. And he doesn't really seem to interact with many of the other townsfolk at all. So he's not connected particularly. We'll discuss more about him as we find out more about him. He's a bit awkward to get to know because you don't come to the clinic for much. You have to deliberately come to interact with Harvey. So yeah, this is the general store. Closed on Wednesdays, which is fine. Let the man have a day off. This is Gus. Well, hello there. I'm Gus, chef and owner of the Star Drop Saloon. Stop in if you need any refreshments. I've always got hot coffee and cold beer at the ready. Gus is lovely. This is Marnie. Oh, Mayor Lewis told me you just arrived. I'm Marnie. I sell livestock and animal care products at my ranch. You should swing by sometime. Marnie is lovely. She's one of my favorites. She is a wonderful neighbor. This is Abigail. Oh, that's right. I heard someone new was moving onto that old farm. It's kind of a shame, really. I always enjoyed exploring those overgrown fields by myself. Abigail is a lot of people's favorites. She's very much the perky goth gamer girl. This is Pierre, her dad. Hey, it's Ms. Rebooting, the new farmer. I'm Pierre, owner of the local general store. If you're looking for seeds, my shop is the place to go. I'll also buy produce from you for a good price. Now, this is the thing. Pierre is a very polarizing character. A lot of people don't like him. And some of their reasoning is legit, I feel like. I don't think it's fair to dislike him for selling your produce at a higher price than he pays you. That's how commerce works. If you want to sell your produce for a price that you set, then you should. He gets to set his own prices. That's fine. That's how capitalism works. We live in a society. What I agree with people disliking him for is selling your produce claiming that it's his. That's not cool, yeah. That's dodgy. Quit it. Wanting to be a successful shopkeeper, that's fine. He takes it a bit far sometimes. It kind of feels like he wants to be Joja Corp, but isn't very good at it. So I don't really dislike him for that. I just kind of want to pat him on the head and tell him there, it's okay. And a lot of people complain about the fact that he's closed on Wednesdays and, oh my god, Pierre, I need to buy seeds. And I just kind of go, well, you know he's closed on Wednesdays. Plan your time better. Let the man have a day off. So I don't feel that that's a legitimate reason to dislike him. But claiming your produce is his own, certainly dislike him for that. That's fine. That's dodgy, Pierre. Don't do that. Yeah. Not friendly enough with Abigail to get into her room. Not friendly enough with Pierre or Caroline to get into their room. That's the Alta Rovio bar. Where is Caroline? She's probably in her tea room, which I am going to get access to as soon as I can because it's fun. But not just yet. Aha, Sam. Hey, I'm Sam. Good to meet you. We say, hiding behind the saloon. Hey, you're the new girl, huh? I think we're gonna get along great. I'm Alex. I'll see you around. Alex is the jock. This is Pam? Hey kid, the name's Pam. Don't be a jerk and we'll get along fine. Pam is one of the local alcoholics. Why, hello and welcome to our little community, dear. You can call me Granny if you like. Evelyn is a sweetheart. She also knew your grandfather. Comes up later. It's irritating to have to meet all these new people, huh? Name's George, by the way. Now buzz off. George is grumpy. And a lot of the explanation for why he's grumpy comes up in his storyline, and I have a lot of empathy for George. Despite him being a grumpy old man, or possibly because of him being a grumpy old man. We will discuss that as it happens. Down to the beach. Let's see if Elliot's out. Elliot is out. Ah, the new farmer we've all been expecting, and whose arrival has sparked many a conversation. I'm Elliot. I live in the little cabin by the beach. It's a pleasure to meet you. Elliot is a writer. He's a little bit pretentious, and I find him endearing. I kind of feel like a lot of him is persona, in that he feels like there's a certain way that arty writers should behave. They should go and live in ramshackle little cabins by the beach with no money, to be inspired by their deprived existence in picturesque little towns, and it's all so romantic. And it's just like, Elliot, I can see the clothes that you wear. And your fabulous hair. You are not poor. You are pretentious. And this is all a bit. Not in a I'm putting it on to make fun of anyone way. This is just, Elliot thinks that there's ways writers should behave, and it's endearing. But he's also quite frustrating to get to know, because only Elliot's friends can enter uninvited. You have to have 2 hearts with someone to be considered their friend, to enter their bedroom uninvited. You can usually enter a house, even if you're not someone's friend. I will show you an example of that in a moment. But a bedroom is considered private. Elliot's bedroom is his house. Well, Elliot's house is his bedroom. The same is true of a few other characters. So until you get 2 hearts with him, you can't actually go into his house, which is tricky on rainy days, because he'll usually stay inside, and then you just can't talk to him at all. So, for example, this is a house. You can enter it until 8 p.m, where you can say, meet Emily. Oh, I can read it on your face. You're going to love it here in Pelican Town. If you're ever looking for something to do in the evening, stop by the saloon. That's where I work. Now, Emily is one of the characters who was made into a love interest later in the game. She wasn't originally, and then after the game had been out for a while, Concerned Ape, the creator, put up a poll with a few options asking who people wanted to be one of the new love interests, and Emily won. It is a little obvious in her storyline that it wasn't originally a love interest storyline, and that's fine. That's not a bad thing, it's just, it's a thing. She's fun. She's the sort of crystal mama hippie character. And like I said, we can enter the house, we can enter the main room, we cannot enter that bedroom, which is where Haley lives, or this bedroom, which is Emily's. Not yet. But we can come into the house, and they're often in the main area of the house. We can do that until about 8 p.m. Hi, Vincent. Oh, a stranger. My name's Vincent. Mama says not to talk to strangers, but you seem okay. I'm glad I seem okay. Vincent is fun. He's a good kid. Gonna veer around this way for a moment. This is Marnie's ranch. Marnie is currently standing in front of her microwave. We've already talked to her today. Now, I have a thing that I'm going to say. A lot of people complain about Marnie's operating hours. Now, Marnie is not available for purchase of animals or animal product. Marnie is where you buy the animals for your farm, and she's where you buy animal feed. You cannot buy these things from her on Mondays or Tuesdays that are not rainy, because Mondays are when she goes shopping, and Tuesdays that are not raining are when she goes to her aerobics class. This is her set schedule that she follows to a T every week. You should know this by the time you've been playing for a little while. Certainly by the time you're complaining about the game on the Stardew Valley subreddit. It is your own fault if you get to winter and need to buy hay and you do not have any hay and Marnie is not open. It is not Marnie's fault for having 2 whole days off. She's allowed to do that. I feel like that's your bad planning. Get better at time management. Anyway, it's a bit of a meme on the subreddit of, oh my god, Marnie, why are you standing in front of the microwave when my animals are starving? It's like, well, plan better, plebe. That's just my rant. I love Marnie. She's a wonderful neighbor. She's very sweet. This is Jazz. Hi. Jazz is very shy. Jazz is the goddaughter of Marnie's niece. She is currently living in Marnie's ranch. She calls Marnie Aunt Marnie, but I don't think there's actually a blood relation there. I'm not certain. It's not super clear, but, you know, they're a little family. It's nice. There's Evelyn doing her flower stuff. Oh, aren't you the one who just moved in? I'm Maru. I've been looking forward to meeting you. You know, with a small town like this, a new face can really alter the community dynamic. It's exciting. Maru is Sait's girl. She's a lot of fun. My housemate always romances her, and it's adorable. This is Caroline. Hello, you must be Rebooting, the new farmer. I'm Caroline. My husband runs the general store here. And have you met my daughter Abigail? She's the pale one with the purple hair, says the pale one with the green hair. And I'm going to give you a daffodil because you love daffodils and I want to get your hearts up as quickly as possible so I can have access to your tea room. Jody? Oh, you aren't exactly how I imagined, but that's okay. I'm Jody. It's a quiet little town, so it's very exciting when someone new moves in. Having a farmer around could really change things. Now, I want to know what exactly Jody was imagining and how I differ from that and whether that was a backhanded compliment or not, because it feels like one. Let's see, who am I missing? I've played this game a lot, so I know pretty much people's routines. Pretty much, not perfectly. Just gonna slash up some weeds because I'm not super duper exhausted yet. I thought Haley would be up here, but I must have missed her. Oh. A locked old building with a broken clock. That will come into play later. Now there is a way you can meet everyone on the almost everyone on the first day, but Leah. Hello, it's nice to meet you. You picked a good time to move here. The spring is lovely. Leah is your arty girl. She's one of my favorites. She's she's the female love interest who feels like she has her life together and is a sort of fully fledged adult who marrying you isn't her first big life event. And I like that. I like all of the others as well, but Leah is probably my favourite. Because as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate that sort of thing more. That's Penny and Pam's trailer. I thought maybe Penny would be there, but she is not. Shane? I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? Because I have to introduce myself to everyone, Shane. Shane is Marnie's nephew and Jazz's godfather. And Troubled. He's the other marriage candidate who was brought in later in the game, thanks to the poll. He is also the other town alcoholic. We'll get to his story. This is Penny. She has my name. Oh, hello, I'm Penny. And that's all she's going to say because she's shy. She warms up to you. Who am I missing? Let's see if we can get into Haley's house. Ah. Locked sewer entrance. We'll get to that later. Oh, Haley's in the kitchen. Excellent. Oh, you're that new farmer girl or whatever, aren't you? Or whatever. Huh? Oh, I'm Haley. Huh, if it weren't for those horrendous clothes, you might actually be pretty. Actually, never mind. She is so rude to you. I'm still going to give her a daffodil. For me? Thank you. And I did that because she loves them. So it's an easy present for her. Or she at least likes them. Likes them. Yeah, liked gift for her and Caroline. Not loved, but liked is good. She's so rude to you at the start. Because she's kind of self-involved. Like, I don't feel like it's malicious. I feel like it's just self-involved and thoughtless. But she's so rude. She's very much the, spoiled, idle, rich girl. She and Emily are very different, but also very similar in a lot of ways. It's an interesting relationship they've got there. They're sisters, by the way. Is there anyone in here I haven't spoken to yet? Not yet. Which means Clint should be on his way. See if I can intercept him. Usually comes this. Aha! There you are. Hi, I'm Clint. I'm the town blacksmith. If you ever need to upgrade your tools, I'm your guy. Now, I have opinions. I have so many opinions about this character. A lot of people don't like Clint, and they have good reason for that. My opinions about Clint, I mean, I don't really like him. Because I feel like he feels like a character who was written by someone who doesn't like him. And I don't think that's a good way to write a character. I feel as though even if you're writing a character who is unpleasant and who does things that you don't approve of or condone, you shouldn't write them in such a way that the people who are consuming your media can tell that you don't like the character. And I feel like, I just feel like it's bad practice to dislike your characters. Even your villains. You shouldn't dislike your own creations. I mean, I write. It's a thing that I do. And I write characters who do some terrible things. And I don't approve of the things that those characters do. And it's not like I like those characters in that I think they'd be good friends or I'd want to hang out with them if they were real people. But I like them as characters because I like the role that they serve in the story. They have a purpose. They have a thing that I need them to do. And that thing is unpleasant, but it drives the story. They provide conflict. They provide the thing for the protagonist to fight against. And that's a good thing for a story. That's often a needful thing. In the case of Clint, it just feels as though he was written by someone who thinks he is a worthless character. And I'll get into that as we get into more of his character. I can't even say more of his progression because that's one of the issues I have with him. He doesn't progress. He stays the way he is. And I feel like that's an issue. Because everyone else gets growth. And he just stays this whole of a character. Anyway, we'll get more into him. But I have a lot of opinions about him. A lot of people don't like him. Their dislike is completely valid. I don't like him. And it's a shame because I feel like there's a lot of potential there. It's one of the few points where I feel like Concerned Ape really fell down in the writing. And I can see why it happened because the character archetype here is one a lot of people have trouble with because it's not a sympathetic character archetype. Which, again, we'll get into. Anyway, off you go, Clint. Go to the bar. Who am I missing? Okay, some people up at the carpenter's shop, which I probably am not going to be able to get into at this hour, but Sebastian might be out. And Linus will probably be able to talk to. Like I said, I know most of their routines fairly well. And it's not a big deal if I don't talk to everyone on the first day. I can catch the others tomorrow. Yep, that was Maru going inside. And yeah, most of the houses you can't get into after 8 p.m. Which is fair enough, honestly. With the exception of the tent, because it's a tent. A stranger? Hello? Don't mind me, I just live out here alone. This is Linus. Linus is the town's sort of wild man. He's the one who lives out amongst the nature. I like him, he's a good character. I have opinions on him too that we'll get into. As the dialogue prompts it. I'm just going to see if Sebastian's out here smoking. He sometimes is. Might be a bit late for that, though. Oh, no, there he is. Oh, you just moved in, right? Cool. Out of all the places you could live, you chose Pelican Town? Well, Pelican Town is where I have a free farm, Sebastian. Sebastian is hard to get to know because he lives in the basement of the carpenter's place over here. And he spends most of his time there working. And until you've got two hearts with him, you can't go in. So you have to stand outside his door, pining, while he tippy-taps on his computer and you just can't talk to him. It's very frustrating. So now that I've met him, I'm essentially going to be throwing gifts at him until we're at 2 hearts. And I can get in and talk to him whenever I want. The same is true of Elliot and of Leah. Difficult to get to know them. Alright, I'm putting away the daffodil and the leek because A, they're good gifts, and B, I will need them for a thing later. And now I'm going to go to bed. Go to sleep for the night. That's when you save. It's the only time you save. And we've done enough wood chopping and gathering of stuff that we've reached level 1 foraging. Excellent. That usually happens on day 1. And we've made 30 gold from fishing. And by fishing I mean picking up a mussel. Day 2 of spring, your progress has been saved. It happens every morning. Weather report. Going to rain all day tomorrow. It always rains on the 3rd of spring on your first year. Welcome back to Wildwood's Oracle. The spirits are very happy today. They will do their best to shower everyone with good fortune. How nice. And we have a letter. I keep finding cool stuff, but my backpack is full. Does this sound like you? Well, Pierre's got you covered. Stop by Pierre's General Store today and check out our affordable size 24 backpacks. See you soon. Yeah, it's 2,000 gold. We do not have 2,000 gold. Hello there. Just got back from a fishing trip. You should come back down to the beach sometime. I've got something for you. Willie. We will do that soon. But first, we will water our parsnips. There we go. Put our watering can away again. Just gonna quickly check on who I've talked to and who I haven't. Oh, it's just Willie and Demetrius. Well, in that case, I'm gonna chop a little bit of wood just to pass a little bit of time. Because I'm not going to be able to get into anyone's house until 9. And if I go to the beach before 9, that cutscene's not going to trigger, I don't think. So I'm just going to do a little bit of clearing of the farm. And this is one of the things I really enjoy. I really enjoy the early game of Stardew. Because I just find it very, almost therapeutic to... We found a geode. Your local blacksmith can break it open for you. Who knows what might be hidden inside? Well, we are going to go and find out. As I was saying, I find the early game of Stardew almost therapeutic because you have this rundown area and you can just make it better. You make it nice. And I find that very soothing. Being able to take this place and make it good again. I have very simple needs. Like being able to fix things, being able to do nice things for people. Makes me happy. Ah, there's a Joja Mart. I'm not going to go into it because I refuse. They are evil. They are terrible people and I don't like them. Alright, this is the blacksmith where Clint works. We are going to process our geode. Cost 25 gold. Crack it open, get 3 stone. Now that's not very exciting, but stone is expensive to buy, so I think that's worth it. Clint, if you want me to upgrade your tools, you have to give me the correct ore. And you'll have to pay me a fee, of course. No, yep, that's fine. That's how commerce works. Hello there, welcome to the Stardew Valley Archaeological Office. This is Gunther. He's one of the NPCs that is really an NPC. He only, he exists in the museum and library. He has no storyline. He exists to take your donations and tell you about stuff. He doesn't do anything else. This is embarrassing, but the previous curator made off with the entire collection. We don't have any artifacts for display, but I'm hoping to remedy that soon. Hey, if you find any artifacts or minerals out there, would you let me know? Sure. Tips on farming. I'm not going to read it out because I don't want to. So yeah, that's opened up the long-term collect stuff and donate quest. Hi to Penny. I'm tutoring Vincent and Jazz today. They're a handful, but it's nice to make a difference in someone's life. It's one of the nice things, she says, and one of the nice things about her. She does like to help people. Hi, Vincent. Oh, Mum won't let me have any more gummies today. Mum is probably right. Cutscene! Ahoy there, miss. Heard there was a newcomer in town. Good to finally meet you. I'm still trying to unwind from a month out on the salty seas. It was a big haul. I sold a lot of good fish. Finally saved enough to buy me a new rod. Here, I want you to have my old fishing rod. It's important to me that the art of fishing stays alive. Hey, maybe you'll buy something from the shop once in a while. And now I have a fishing rod. You received a bamboo pole. There's good water here in the valley, all kinds of fish. Oh yeah, my shop's back open now. Come by if you need supplies. I'll also buy anything you catch. If it smells, it sells. That's what my old pappy used to say anyway. Pan out over the ocean. I like Willie, he's a good dude. Just gonna show the fishing minigame. Max cast. Now, a lot of people don't like this minigame. They find it very difficult. So I can see that. I have played this game so much that I've gotten reasonably good at the fishing. Now, on the Switch, the button that I'm hitting at the moment is Y, and you tap that quickly. I've gotten the 5-inch sighting, good for us. Tap that quickly to keep the green bar behind the fish. You don't really want to hold it down. That's holding the bar down makes that happen, which you don't want. Anchovy, nice. Yeah, as I said, a lot of people find this minigame difficult, to the point where there is in fact a mod for the PC to make it easier, which is completely fair enough. My philosophy, very nice. My philosophy on mods for single player games is if it makes the game more enjoyable for you, do whatever you want. I am, as I said, playing on the Switch, so I don't have any mods for this, and honestly I prefer to play Stardew completely vanilla, personally. Trash. One more cast. As I was saying, I prefer to play Stardew vanilla myself, but certainly not slagging anyone who uses mods. Mods are great. Ahoy there! It's nice to see young folk moving into the valley. It's not very common these days. Well, the valley is kind of tiny and boring. Sell Willy all my fish. Like, I like the valley, but I can see why young folk would find it tiny and boring. Because it's tiny and boring. Some clay, some clams. Elliot! Talk to me. A great idea can pass through your head when you least expect it, but if your mind is too busy, you might miss it. Well, I really must get back to my work. Yes, your work. How is your work, Elliot? Spoiler, not great. You can rummage in bins and get trash. If people see you do this, they will be grossed out. Except for Linus, who does not give a crap. Up we go. We are going up because Demetrius is up here, and I have not said hello to him yet. So that quest is still lingering. Greetings, I'm Demetrius, local scientist and father. Thanks for introducing yourself. That is a weird way to introduce yourself, Demetrius. I'm studying the local plants and animals from my home laboratory. Have you met my daughter Maru? She's interested to meet you. Now, this is where I have a problem, because Demetrius is Robin's husband and Maru's father, Sebastian's stepfather. He never mentioned Sebastian. Ever. Ever. And while I can't get into it because I'm not good enough friends, there's an interesting book in their bedroom that I will point out once I can get in there. I'm supposed to give someone a gift, so we'll poodle around until I find something. There's an interesting book in there that I'll point out when I can access it. But the relationship between Demetrius and Sebastian is not a very good one. And I'm going to give Linus a leek. This is a great gift, thank you. Have you come to ridicule me? I'm just minding my own business. I have not come to ridicule you. I have come to get 100 gold for giving you a leek. Yes, the relationship between Demetrius and Sebastian is not a very good one. And considering the relative ages of Sebastian and Maru, we don't have canon ages, but Sebastian has a reasonably established freelance software programming career, and Maru is old enough to be working at the clinic with Harvey more or less as a lab assistant, and is more or less working with Demetrius as a lab assistant. So I kind of feel like mid-20s for Sebastian, early to mid-20s for Maru. Sebastian is Robin's son. Maru is Robin and Demetrius's daughter. So Sebastian is the older of the two, but not by very much. So he must have been quite young when Robin and Demetrius got together. And to me, that means that most of the fault for the relationship between him and Demetrius not being great does lie with Demetrius, because Sebastian was a child for most of it. And we will see more of this as we talk more with them, but most of the issue seems to be that Sebastian feels that there's a lot of favoritism going on, and that Demetrius doesn't see him as family the way he sees Maru as family. And that may or may not be the case, but considering Demetrius never really talks about Sebastian and talks a lot about Maru, I kind of feel like maybe it is a bit the case. So, yeah. It's a very realistic relationship. But it's one where a lot of people have issues with Demetrius. Partly also because Sebastian is he's a sad emo boy, which is a very popular character type. And Demetrius is not the best to him, so ooh, I found a skull. Well, we're going to take that right to the museum. But yeah, Sebastian is a very popular character archetype who Demetrius does not necessarily treat the best, so Demetrius is, by default, le devil. And I think people take it too far sometimes with their dislike of Demetrius, but I can also see where they're coming from. Ugh, I'm not in a good mood right now. Okay, moving right along. Anyway, I have a lot of opinions about this game. You might be realizing that. Abysmal. Not a single piece in the entire collection. Hey, I have a skull! What's this? You found something? Let me see it. Skull? Remarkable. It's very old. I'd love to study this in greater detail, but it is yours. It's a skull. You can have it. I don't want a skull. I've got a favor to ask you. Would you consider donating any new artifacts or minerals that you find? We could make a groundbreaking discovery together. Oh, and who knows, if you keep donating, I might come across some interesting items to send your way. Ah, bribery. Think about it, will you? If you decide to donate, just bring the objects to the front desk. Yeah, I'm down for some bribery. Also, what am I going to do with the skull? Aside from reenact Hamlet. Donate a skull. Skull can go there. Journal updated. 250 gold for a skull that I wasn't going to keep anyway. Because it's a skull. Prehistoric skull. This is definitely a mammalian skull. Great. Sure. As opposed to a lizard. Well, glad to help, Gunther. And now we just have cultivate and harvest a parsnip. Hi, Jazz. What? Already talked to you, already talked to you. Try to talk to everyone as I pass them. Oh, hi, it's good to see you again. Take it easy. Sam's just generally a friendly dude. He's a little bit... Well, there's the trash I poked at yesterday. Yeah, he's a little bit, what am I trying to say? There's not always a lot to him, but he's very nice. Is what I'm trying to say. Looks like another gloomy day. It is lovely outside, George. The beach is a cool place to hang out and soak up some rays. You gotta spend some time in the sun or else you'll get all pale. Alex, I am all pale, and if I spend time in the sun, I get all red. It's not a good look on me. Hey, do you want to hang out with me at the beach sometime? Do you have a bikini? Do you have a bikini? It's black. Don't mind my husband, George. He isn't very friendly to strangers. It's okay. I'll get to know him and then we won't be strangers. If you get to know him better, he'll warm up to you. I know. It's fine. I work part-time at Gus's saloon. It pays the bills. And thankfully you can just walk right through people after a little bit. Oh, it's the exercise group. I love the exercise group. A bunch of the women hang out on Tuesdays and do aerobics. You're looking really fit, Jody. Those dumbbells do wonders, don't they? I'm not Jody, but thanks. Oh, my arms feel like gelatin. Have you met everyone in town yet? That sounds exhausting. I have. I'm going to sleep well tonight. Good for you. Daffodil. Once you get 2 hearts with Caroline, she lets you into her tea room and it's great. I said I'm not in a good mood. What do you want? I forgot. Jeez. Grumpus. Sometimes I get new items in stock, so make sure to stop by every so often. Yeah, I can't afford anything right now, Pierre. Well, I could afford some new seeds, but there's no point in buying them until I can plant them without the crows getting them, so I won't. Yep, hey Gus, give me another round. I'm not Gus. You are drunk. Yep. And I think we'll head home via the Cindersap Forest, because there might be some good forage down there. I love that Penny walks the kids home. Like, it is a tiny town, it is very safe, but she still walks them home. That's sweet. Is Leah home? No, can't get in. Because Leah's house is her bedroom. I want those seeds, so I'm going to trash the trash. Because just because I'm not planting the seeds yet doesn't mean I don't want them for later. It's also good practice to scythe up as much of this rubbish as you can, because then there is more room for forage to spawn. And also because fibre is useful. I'm just going to do a quick run to see if there's any useful forage. And also to show you bits of the world. Oh, yep, there is some forage. There are some radishes. Well, horseradishes, I should say, because there are also radishes later in the game. And they are completely different. Now, wild horseradish is a loved gift for some characters. So it's always good to hang on to that. I believe Linus loves them. Could be wrong, but I think he does. Okay, it's starting to get late. I'm starting to get tired. My inventory is very full. Ooh. Oh, that's 2 prehistoric scapulars. I'll ditch the 3 stone. I'm going to be able to get more of that. Now, I only need 1 of those prehistoric scapula, but I found 2, which is amusing. Just clean myself a path to here, where I'll put the prehistoric scapula away for tomorrow. Put the clams to get soul and hop into bed. $125 on clams, nice. And that's because we got a gold star clan, which is worth more. And saving. It is day 3. We have saved. It is raining, and I think that's where I'm going to call it for the night. This is about an hour. That's about as long as I want these videos to be. So I hope you guys had fun. Let me know what you thought. Like, subscribe, all of that. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to reboot your universe from start. And GNU Terry Pratchett. See you guys in the next video. Bye.